Britain's obsession with tea may become a thing of the past. Coffee has taken over as the nation's favourite caffeinated drink. Research from Statista says that 4% more people drink coffee in the UK than tea, and almost double the number of packs of coffee were bought in supermarkets as compared with tea.
Coffee. For many of us, it's more than a drink. It's a ritual, a lifeline, the one moment in the morning when the world finally feels like it's waking up with us. But what if the brand you trust, the brand you've been sipping for years without a second thought, isn't what it seems? What if your daily cup isn't the comforting companion you think it is, but a carefully disguised compromise? Today, we're pulling back the curtain on 10 types of coffee you should think twice about before pouring another drop. Not because they're dangerous, but because behind the familiar packaging, behind the comforting aroma, there are secrets manufacturers hope you never question. Stay with me until the end, because the two safe brands we reveal might change everything about your morning routine. Let's begin. Number 10. Nescafé Original. Nescafé Original is practically woven into British culture. You'll find it in offices, break rooms, cupboards, caravans, and grandparents' kitchens everywhere. But with familiarity comes complacency. The flavor of Nescafé Original is unmistakable, sharp, thin, and slightly metallic. It gives you caffeine, yes, but very little comfort. It tastes like a cup designed for speed, not satisfaction. And that's the heart of the issue. It's functional, not enjoyable. When you drink it every day, you might not notice how bland it truly is until you try something better. Nescafé Original is the definition of settling. It does the job, nothing more. And for a moment, as sacred as your morning ritual, that lack of depth becomes painfully obvious. Number 9. Kenco Smooth. Instant. Kenco Smooth is marketed as a mellow instant coffee, a gentle, easygoing brew for people who don't want a strong or bitter cup. But that softness often comes across as emptiness. The flavor is so tame, so diluted, that it sometimes feels like you're drinking a slightly coffee-flavored hot water. The aroma disappears as soon as you pour, and the taste never quite delivers on what you hope for when you open a fresh jar. Kenco Smooth isn't terrible, it's just forgettable. It's the coffee equivalent of background noise, always there, never impressive. And once you've experienced a richer, fuller instant coffee, Kenco Smooth begins to feel like a shadow of what your morning could be. Number 8. L'Or Classique Instant L'Or. Instant arrives in glamorous gold packaging, promising luxury, indulgence, and cafe-style sophistication. But the reality inside the jar often falls short of that elegance. The flavor leans bitter and sharp, with an aftertaste that lingers longer than most people expect from a premium-priced instant coffee. L'Or's marketing creates the expectation of a rich, velvety cup, something silky, balanced, and refined. But the taste doesn't fully deliver. That mismatch between promise and reality is where the disappointment sets in. When a brand presents itself as premium, drinkers expect more than a bite of bitterness and a thin finish. L'Or Instant is close to greatness, but not quite there, leaving many people feeling misled by the gold packaging. Number 7. Douwe Egberts Pure Gold. Douwe Egberts Pure Gold has a reputation for quality, and its glass jar gives it a premium feel. But the flavor often lacks the smooth, naturally sweet profile that many expect from a higher-end instant coffee. Instead, Pure Gold can come across as slightly harsh, with a dryness in the aftertaste that makes the cup feel incomplete. It's not bad coffee, it's just not as refined as its upscale image suggests. The result is an experience that feels uneven. The first sip is pleasant, but the more you drink, the more the harsh edges reveal themselves. For a brand celebrated for tradition and European craft, Pure Gold often feels like a letdown in the instant category. Number 6. Tesco Classic Instant Coffee. Tesco's Classic Instant Coffee is a budget-friendly staple found in cupboards across the UK. And while the price is undeniably attractive, the flavour reflects the cost. The taste is thin, muted, and sometimes noticeably stale, as if the beans were roasted and processed long before the jar ever reached the shelf. There's very little aroma, and the cup often has that unmistakable supermarket-owned brand flatness. Tesco's instant coffee isn't meant to impress. It's meant to get the job done as cheaply as possible, and that's exactly how it tastes. If coffee for you is merely caffeine delivery, Tesco might work. But if you want even a hint of richness or warmth, you'll be left wanting. Number 5. Sainsbury's Instant Coffee. Sainsbury's Instant Coffee sits a notch above many other supermarket brands, but it still suffers from the same lack of vibrancy. The roast profile often tastes unbalanced, sometimes too sharp, other times almost flavorless. This inconsistency makes every jar feel like a gamble. You never quite know whether you're getting a passable cup or a weak, disappointing one. The aroma is faint, the body is thin, and the cup rarely provides the comforting depth that makes a great coffee moment feel special. Sainsbury's Instant Coffee isn't offensive, but it's far from inspiring. It leaves you longing for just a bit more richness, a bit more character, a bit more coffee. Number 4. ASDA Just Essentials. Instant Coffee ASDA's Just Essentials range is designed to be ultra-affordable, and that affordability comes through clearly in the flavor. The coffee granules are small, bitter, and lack the roundedness that makes instant coffee enjoyable. Many drinkers describe the taste as hollow, like something is missing in the middle of every sip. This is coffee meant purely for function, not enjoyment. It's the cup you make when the more desirable options have run out and you need caffeine now. There's no aroma, no depth, no warmth. Only the knowledge that you're drinking the cheapest option on the shelf. And while that may work for emergencies, it rarely satisfies your taste buds or your morning mood. Number 3. Aldi Alcafe Instant. Aldi's Alcafe Instant is one of the more popular supermarket options, but the experience can be wildly inconsistent. One jar might offer a surprisingly decent cup, while the next tastes sharp, overly roasted, or strangely weak. The unpredictability becomes frustrating for anyone who wants a reliable morning routine. The granules often dissolve unevenly, and the flavor sometimes leans towards bitterness that overpowers any subtlety the coffee might have had. Alcafe tries to position itself as a budget brand with premium potential, but it rarely finds that balance. Instead, it feels like a compromise. Not terrible, but not good enough to be a favorite. Number 2. Lidl Bellarom Gold. Instant Lidl's Bellarom Gold Instant is another budget contender that tries to punch above its weight, but the flavor rarely hits the mark. The first sip often tastes promising, but the cup quickly reveals a thin body and a bitterness that creeps in unexpectedly. Bellarom Gold feels like it's almost good, but never quite crosses the line into satisfying. It dissolves quickly, but the flavor fades even faster. And for coffee lovers who want richness or a comforting aroma, this instant blend lacks the fullness that makes a cup memorable. Belarom isn't terrible, but it's forgettable. And forgettable coffee never makes for a great morning ritual. Number 1. Morrison Savers Instant Coffee. Morrison Savers Instant Coffee takes the bottom spot for one simple reason. It tastes like the lowest price coffee on the shelf. The flavor is aggressively bitter, the aroma nearly non-existent, and the aftertaste lingers in a way that reminds you of how little the jar costs. This is not a coffee people buy because they enjoy it. It's a coffee they buy out of necessity, convenience, or budget pressure. There's nothing comforting or uplifting about it. It's a cup that feels like a chore to drink. And for something as personal and powerful as your morning coffee, that's a deal breaker. It might save you money, but it won't save your morning. I know. That was a lot to take in, but don't lose hope just yet. Not every instant coffee is a disappointment. In fact, a few brands actually rise above the noise and deliver real flavor, real comfort, and real quality. So let's shift gears and look at the 2 instant coffees that are genuinely worth your time. Number 1. Clipper Organic Instant Coffee. Clipper Organic Instant Coffee stands out immediately because it treats instant coffee with respect. The flavor is warm, smooth, and naturally rounded, offering a depth rarely found in the instant category. You can actually taste the roast, the care, the attention to quality. The aroma lifts out of the cup before you even take a sip, and the experience feels soothing rather than sharp. Clipper's commitment to organic ingredients adds an extra layer of reassurance. But the real star is the taste, comforting, rich, and consistently satisfying. It's instant coffee that reminds you why coffee can be magical, even when it comes from a jar. For many, it's the gold standard of UK instant coffee. Number 2. Little's Premium Instant Coffee. Little's Instant Coffee is a revelation in the world of instant brews. From their flavored varieties to their classic roasts, each jar delivers a burst of personality that most instant brands lack. The flavor is bold but smooth, aromatic but never overpowering. The granules dissolve beautifully, creating a cup that feels handcrafted despite its convenience. Little's proves that instant coffee doesn't have to be dull. It can be exciting, expressive, and genuinely enjoyable. Whether you choose their vanilla, hazelnut, or classic blends, each version carries a richness that elevates your morning rather than simply filling it. It's instant coffee reinvented, and easily one of the safest, most satisfying choices on UK shelves. And there you have it, the instant coffees to skip, and the ones that finally deliver the flavor you deserve. At the end of the day, your morning coffee shouldn't feel like a compromise. Choose better, taste better, and turn every cup into a moment worth enjoying. Thanks for watching, and here's to a better brew tomorrow. If you liked the video, like and subscribe for more insightful videos.